to my bedroom, if you wanna come to my bedroom, if you wanna come to my, if you wanna come to my bedroom, if you wanna come to my bedroom, I can be there if you want to. If you wanna come to my bedroom, I can be there if you want to.
Cheers. First spritz in a while, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
There you go, the champagne. Oh, this is so good. I just need a glimpse. Oh my god, that's beautiful. It's thinner than I thought. Yeah, it's in the spice cabinet.
Wait, I don't think we have chili flakes. We have chili powder.
We have chili flakes?
No.
Yeah, we do. What?
Crushed up pepper.
Ooh. That's good.
All right, people.
Will you try that for me? I don't, it smells like Hidden Valley. Is it Hidden Valley?
No,
Not?
that's good.
Is it? Oh, sorry, we're not fans of Hidden Valley. Well, here it goes. Oh, I should put the Olive Garden dressing on this.
Durr.
Will you grab it from the fridge since you're on that side?
Sure. Is that why you put me over here?
No, I can sit on this side if you want me to.
That's okay.
Okay. Okay, welcome back.
people. We're just getting set up with our.
You guys, I feel like this
Spritz
Spritz Chips has turned into a mukbang, but
Yeah,
I'm kind of
really.
here for it.
Yeah.
Tonight we're eating pizza for dinner, so we're eating pizza, and
Yeah.
we're actually making good old
Spritz.
Aperol
It's Spritz season. Spritz is more of like a summer
It is.
drink, warm drink. It happens to be raining outside today.
Do you want to do that? Because it always scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, so we're actually making Spritz, Aperol Spritz for the drink for
Yep.
the Spritz of today. And for the food, we are just eating good old
We're eating pizza.
pizza.
Today's segment I'm so excited for.
Oh man, this is scary.
Okay. Oh, no, I was scared. Okay, so today's segment, we've been wanting to start kind of like boy talks, girl talks, relationship chats,
Yep.
like things around more like life issues and stuff like that. And we asked you guys over on Instagram to send in your relationship
Questions.
dilemmas.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is not a Q&A about us, it's a Q&A for you guys. So
Yeah. Some of them are tied back into us about like how we would handle it or how we have handled it in the past.
Right,
It's something
right.
you can relate to. But for the most part, it is just your questions and our suggestions.
yeah, so I was loving the stories you guys sent in.
Can I shake
I
this
was
up?
like, damn, yeah. Great, done and done.
Okay.
So I'm making spritz. Anyway, I'm gonna make our spritz while we get started, but I loved all the stories you guys sent in. We've been like looking at all of them as they've been coming through, and we were like, damn, there's like some stuff going on out there,
Yeah.
and we like love it. It was totally,
Well, we love y'all
reading
being,
what's happening.
and also like we appreciate you being vulnerable.
yes, 100%. And all of this will be anonymous, of course, but we got some good stories, and we're going to try and help you guys as best as we can.
Yep.
So,
And always know everything you tell us or show us or ask us will always be kept anonymous. We appreciate your vulnerability and are really appreciative of you sending your questions in.
and so I was thinking maybe we should start with like some more general questions we got. We definitely got like more like longer stories, and we're gonna get into those, but I think like maybe just more like top FAQs, right? So
Tell us how you're making the Aperol Spritz, by the way.
oh yeah, it's 3 parts Prosecco, 2 parts Aperol, 1 part club soda.
Club soda.
That's what I'm doing. Okay, so the first topic that I saw a lot on the dilemmas, which is just like more of a general thing, was one girl said that her boyfriend likes other girls' selfies on Instagram. That's good, I don't like it too sweet. And then another one, which I got, which I was so shocked by, is my boyfriend saves and bookmarks girls' pictures on Instagram. Not sure how I feel about that help. So I think that's like kind of just like a general theme, like guys liking girls' photos on Instagram or saving them and referring to them. I think that's weird.
It does depend though. Like there's been times I'll say,
but we're like in social media.
Right. Once I got involved with Julia and like her taking pictures and stuff, if I see a female's picture that is somewhat creative or somewhat cool that I think, hey, this might be something Julia would want to recreate or something like that, I possibly might save something like that.
I know.
Also, other bloggers and stuff we met in the industry, I may like their pictures like to support them.
To support them, yes. I get that. If it's like I think if it's a friend in your friend circle, that's okay. Even if it's like a selfie, like I have like my brother-in-laws will like my selfies and like that's fine. But I think that if it's like girls that you don't know or girls that they are just finding on Instagram,
or if it's like an Instagram model or something where it's just like ass hanging out of that bikini, or
it's not cool.
It's not cool.
I think it's. Can you get the pizza?
This pizza looks bomb, by the way.
Yeah.
Looks good, huh?
So good.
We've never ordered from this place before. It's called Moggio's. And it looks delicious. So we're excited to hop in on this food. Did you give me a fork as well?
No, I thought we'd just share it.
Okay.
I think that if I were in that position, I'd be pissed. And I would be pissed because it would make me feel insecure, it made me feel disrespected, and I just don't think it's nice. Like, how would they feel if I'm like you were looking at other guys and like liking their pictures? And
it's definitely a way for a guy to flirt with someone, kind of anonymously in a way.
I think it's
like
a way for them to get attention.
And I'll be the first to say, like, I've been there. Like when Jill and I were dating, it wasn't like I was just like this perfect guy who didn't like a girl's Instagram picture. Like I did, and that
I remember in college there was like a stint where we were kind of like fighting a lot, and
I had liked a couple girls' pictures, and you
I
called me out,
ripped you. I was like, that is not gonna fly.
So it does happen. Like,
what would you recommend if you're a guy? Like, what would be a good way to address that? As
a female to address it with her boyfriend or her partner. Honestly, it's tough because I don't think coming down hard, like ripping someone, like you didn't rip me, you were just like upset, you were mad, you were hurt. And it's true, like that is hurtful. And so as a woman, you have the right to be hurt. You should be hurt. It should annoy you unless y'all are just like a pretty open relationship and he's cool with you liking
unless you guys
it really just depends on
cool
your relationship structure. But if y'all have any trust issues, that's not gonna help strengthen your bond. That's not gonna fix your trust issues.
Or even if you don't. I just think like it depends. If you're not okay with it and it's hurting your feelings, then that's how you feel.
Speak up
and say something.
Let them know that that's not okay, and that's not gonna be like that's not gonna fly in y'all's relationship.
Well, I would say
here's the thing: if it hurts you, then speak up about it. If it doesn't, then it's not a big deal.
But in a gentle way. So I would approach them and say, "Hey, I just wanted to talk to you about something that's kind of been bothering me. I've noticed that you like other girls' pictures, or you're saving them and bookmarking them. Like, I want you to know, like, I've been nervous to say something, and it like just really hurts my feelings, makes me feel super insecure, and I like want to ask you maybe like why you do it, or maybe I can understand a little bit better."
Also, what is the reason for saving and bookmarking them? Is it to like look at later and use for a release mechanism? Likely. Interesting.
Anyways, so that's how we would deal with that. A lot of people also asked about love languages and kind of like what to do when you have different love languages and how to like figure that out. I think that most people have different love languages, so you're not alone on that, but I think it's figuring out what the love languages are and how that person receives love, and you're just gonna have to like, if you love that person and you know that they like something different than you do, like you have to provide that to them because you love them.
It's how they receive love and how they show love, so you can receive their way of showing it. And you just like adjust to each other. So what was the actual question about love languages? And how is that free? Like
how to deal with the different love languages and stuff. I would like literally take a quiz together like online, and then it can like you just read through each other's, and then they're like educated and they know like, oh, this is like what you like and this is what I like. And then you guys just do that for each other. That's like part of being in a relationship. It's like it might not come naturally for you, but you have to like try because you care about them. So
yeah,
I'd recommend that. It's not easy though. I mean, everybody has that. Everyone's different. I don't know.
Yeah.
How yours is physical affection.
I like cuddles.
And mine is quality time. And words of affirmation? No, it's like acts of service. I just like to be around. I don't necessarily express it through touch that much, but I really appreciate just being together.
I'm the same way, actually.
Yeah, you like that.
I don't think actually, I don't know if mine is physical touch. I don't want it.
I think you love, like, you really appreciate like a hug.
I think
like,
mine's attention.
Just in general?
Like paying attention, like when I'm talking, I just like want you to listen.
Words of affirmation, maybe. I think that was your second one, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
You guys, I feel like you don't know that Hunter's like such a chatterbox. I don't think that comes through on camera.
It does not.
You probably think I'm the more outgoing one, but it's actually quite the opposite. Well, I could be outgoing. Okay. Girl.
You are outgoing.
I know. Okay. Should we get into like the stories?
Once you meet someone, once you're introduced,
yeah,
you're able to talk a lot. I'm not going from the standpoint of like not being scared to spark something new. Yeah.
Good combo.
Yeah.
Okay.
But combo in those two things, the combo of the pizza.
Combo of the pizza. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so where's the Oh, okay. My boyfriend has this friend. Oh, we're starting the stories now, okay? And they're good. So my boyfriend has this friend that's a girl, and they've only known each other for 7 months. They text each other every day and tell each other about everything. They send each other pictures of their family and talk all about them. He sent her videos of his niece before even showing them to me. He's told me multiple times that if I asked him to stop talking to her, he wouldn't be happy anymore. It makes me feel so threatened and jealous, and he knows I feel that way, but he won't do anything about it. Hope you can give me some advice on this. I mean... okay, this is, again, our perspective on this topic, and everyone's gonna have their own opinions of like things. So
are there chances that he, like, is there any kind of connection he has with this woman? Like, it's likely that he does like her.
100%.
And hate to break the news to you, but it sounds like he's fulfilled by both you and another woman. Obviously, if he says that he's not gonna be as happy in his life if you make him quit talking to her. So
I mean, I think you can be like filled by your friends.
You spit on me.
Sorry. Your friends can fill certain voids that like your spouse can't, right?
Right.
So that makes sense, but to me, it's just weird that it's a girl.
But when you're letting someone,
I'd be uncomfortable with that. If you had a best girlfriend, I'd be like, you.
Right.
That's just me. And same with you. I agree. Would not be down.
I would not like that. Because although it'd be open to you having like guy friends, when you're married or when you're like in a deep relationship, it's usually like a friend that's a guy that is also friends with me as well. Or like I would then build a relationship with them as well. Do you have a relationship with the other female? Probably not. It doesn't sound like it. And if he's more excited to show videos and like pictures of stuff about his family to this other woman, like
maybe he likes her.
Maybe he likes her. Maybe he's not the one.
Sorry, the camera died. Moral of the story, I would say, is, well, one, I would maybe try to befriend the girl. Like, I would, like, why don't you, like, get to know her? Maybe, like, no, you don't think so.
No, I said,
Oh, okay. I don't know. It's like maybe if you knew her better, it wouldn't be as weird, or you would see the relationship and you would feel less threatened.
Do you feel at all intimidated by her? Or just his behavior?
Well, right. She said it makes her feel super threatened, which I would feel the same way. I don't know. Hunter and I are not people that have like guy and girlfriend or friends of the opposite sex. We just aren't those types of people. And I have seen people where they have like, Dan, for instance, our brother-in-law has like girlfriends, and it's super normal. And I'm like, I don't think he's attracted. I don't see that at all.
Pre
his relationship, right? Like it
was like coworkers and stuff,
right? So that makes sense.
Right.
And my sister loves his friends that are girls, and they're friends now, and like that makes sense.
That's the thing, is like, is it a friendship that you can start to have with her as well?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
is he closed off to you texting her and having a relationship with her? What if he was if he's guarding that, then there's definitely something up.
Right, exactly. So I would kind of dig a little bit more into that, try and, you know, honestly, like, if you're with that person, like, most of Hunter's friends I adore, he adores my friends, like, so if they are really good friends, there's probably highly likely you're gonna like her. Try and like go there first, and then if there's issues, then I think it's something deeper. Yeah. And you're gonna have to figure that out. And
how'd they meet? They meet at work or like on Tinder?
Right. Okay.
And actually, once you start to get serious as a relationship and as a couple, then you start to meet other couples as your closest friends because they're at the same stage of life as you. So
totally.
What else we got?
Okay, so let's see. I haven't read this one. Okay. So I'm the first person my boyfriend has been with, and I've been with 4 other guys before him. Those guys are still somewhat part of our friendship circles, so we occasionally bump into them. My boyfriend thinks I'm slutty, and I don't regret my past. Obviously, if I had a choice to go back, I wouldn't do some of the stuff, but he doesn't seem to think I'm conventionally remorseful just because I don't feel disgusted in myself. He says that I should have waited and that I'm impatient because he sees me in this light. He often thinks I'm a bad person. So when we fight or argue, or if I do something minor, he always says you're evil or you're a bad person. He treats me nice all the other times, but I feel like he doesn't really like me for who I am and is trying to change me.
It does somewhat seem that way.
It what?
It does somewhat seem that way.
Based on the behavior?
That he's
right.
trying to change you.
He's trying to change you.
But most of that's coming out of his own insecurities.
It's 100% all about him, and it's not about you, that issue. And I feel like if he loved you, he would be like, yeah, it would just be a totally different approach.
Right, if he loved you, you'd accept your past.
Exactly, and he'd be like, hey, let's talk about like, why you were with those guys or something if that's not what you wanted, or like obviously you're fine, like you don't, it's not like a emotional issue for you, like those were just part of your past, like they're guys that you've been with.
It sounds like a controlling factor that comes out of like an insecurity that he has because you've had more experience with like other members of the
right, but I also don't get why he's like, oh, I wish that you would have waited, when it's like, well, you're with me now and like we're not waiting, so like why is he trying to say you didn't wait? Well, then it's like, fine, then let's wait till we get married. Right. I don't know.
Because what's going to happen if y'all do break up? Is he going to be cool with his next girlfriend saying that to him? Since
yeah, like I feel like he's using that to project his insecurity onto you. Yeah. And blame you for it. So a little manipulative. He probably doesn't even realize he's doing it. Yeah. And I think if you can just like if you're strong enough to be able to handle that and handle his insecurity, because really this is more about him. It's not about you, but you have to, I think you have to vocalize like, hey, I think this is coming from somewhere else. Yeah.
It also sounds a bit of like an immature kind of thing too, because everyone has like a past. Everyone has something like that maybe they're not proud of or whatever. And it's not a healthy relationship if you're using those things to hold each other. Like if you're holding those things over each other's heads. Yeah.
I think you have to decide in the relationship, and he has to decide also, are we going to move past this and we're going to decide to leave it behind, or are we going to let it torture our relationship? Because you're not going to have a healthy relationship as long as that's going on.
I like the thing that's messed up.
Really? I would just say, figure out together, are we going to be able to get over this and move past this, or is it going to like, because you aren't going to be able to like grow, it's just going to hold you back and hinder you, both of you guys. So you need to team effort, figure out, are we leaving this behind, or are we gonna
and also if it's hurting you,
he should care about that.
You should question, like, is this the guy that I want? Like we've seen time and time again where we've even had like family members go through something where like something similar, where they like, told their past to their like significant other at that point and they weren't accepted.
Totally.
And they had to move on.
100%. And
happens.
They'll find people that accept them for who they are. Yeah. But I'm not saying, I would say give it a chance, and if you can't get through it, then it might be a sign that it's not the right person for you to be with. But I'm not gonna say like break up with him or anything. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this one's good. Okay. I found emails between my boyfriend and his ex. We've been together 3 years and she still seems to have feelings. Now I have major trust issues and don't know if it's worth it. Even though we've worked through everything and he's assured me it will never happen again, I still feel concerned and find myself checking his phone. I don't know if I can continue to progress into moving out, getting married, etc.
That one's tough because
That's tough.
it already sounds like you're instantly putting the blame on her, which is like, it seems like she still has feelings for him.
I don't think she is.
What?
I don't think she's blaming the girl.
I'm not saying blaming, I'm saying like, well, I guess I am saying blaming. She's instantly saying like, I found these emails, it seems like she still has some feelings for him.
Right. But
versus but also like the key word in my mind is like she found.
Right, like did he respond?
Yeah, you found those and he hid them. It's like you saying you found those means he was hiding them from you, which was meaning he was responding because there were emails between the two of them.
Correct.
So it's not just her that had feelings, it sounds like he might have had feelings too.
Yes.
Or at least like the attention or like the comfort and memories of like talking to someone that he used to have a relationship with.
Totally. Which I feel like, for starters, if I don't think that you are putting on the girl at all, but if that's, I remove any anger that you have onto her, onto your boyfriend, because it's his problem. It's not, she has nothing to do with it. Don't get mad at her. I mean, that's shitty for her to like be interfering, but she's probably dealing with her own stuff. So, I would say, I totally agree. I think that it's really hard when old boyfriends and girlfriends like come into your life or they say things like you were in relationships with those people. Like Hunter and I talk about our exes all the time and not in a rude way. Like we've come to the point now where we kind of like, I like care about his ex-girlfriends and you care about my ex-boyfriends and we're like, how are they doing? Like they were people that were in our life and like they would probably be friends if they weren't, you know, they're people that were involved and we were with them for a couple of years. So it's like, they're important. It's not just like you can write them off and forget about them, right? They're relationships. So I think like that's something to note and like it's not, at least he wasn't just talking to like a brand new girl. Like I know it's not, doesn't feel good. But he probably
you don't don't feel wrong for
feeling that way.
Feeling like you have trust issues now. Don't feel wrong for having the desire to check his phone because you didn't know he was doing that kind of stuff until you found them originally.
I would be the same way.
And so he was already like,
I'd be like, I want your location, I want your passwords, I want everything.
Right. He was already like doing things behind your back.
I think it also depends like what the emails were.
Right.
Like I don't know what was said, but I would feel uncomfortable.
Totally.
I mean, I think at this point I'd probably be, well, if you didn't tell me, then I'd be like, that's weird, like just tell me.
Right.
Yeah. But he probably was afraid.
Especially if it was like, if it was truly like her only having feelings for him and she emailed him, you would.
Well, because he'd probably be like, hey,
like, just a heads up, she emailed me.
I'm just gonna be nice, I'm writing
back. I'm gonna
back.
be nice, like, are you okay with me writing back saying this, and this? Like, you want some transparency in a relationship.
I know, so I would agree with that. I think it's a good sign that he's like, hey, it'll never happen again. Like, people have slip-ups. I think that it's not about you.
I think some of these questions and answers are also dependent on, like, how old you are and what stage of life you're in.
Yes.
Because if you're, like, 18, 19, or 23, that stuff happens.
Totally.
But if you're like in your 30s and like you're trying to get serious with someone and they're doing this to you, then like that's
kind of bullshit.
Yeah, it's kind of BS. It's like grow up a little bit.
I know, but different people have their different insecurities. The thing about what I think is like so consistent in all of these stories is like, I think when like your significant other does something to like betray your trust, it's easy to feel like so hurt about it, and like I would feel the same way. But you have to remember, like, that's actually, that issue is not about you. It's actually about them, and they're projecting their own insecurities and lack of however they feel whole, and they're looking for it somewhere else. So
it's a hard thing. It's a hard concept to grasp.
It is.
Like, it's not you, it's them.
Exactly.
Like, that's a big thing.
But that's a lot. It's a sense of freedom and knowing that it's not about you.
A lot of therapists will tell you that too.
Yes.
It's like, that's them, that's not you. Just like even any fight you get in, it's like usually the anger that's coming from the other side is that person's anger, not even necessarily towards you, but it's something built out from something else.
100%. But it does always hurt. Like, I would feel the same way, but that's, if you can try and, you know, feel that or have it go to your head, like, it is helpful.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, you need to continue to talk to him about it and just say like, look, if you were in my shoes, like how would that make you feel? Like that's super sketch. And I think that's up to you. If you want to like give him a second chance, and if you feel like he is trustworthy enough to be like your husband, and you guys will get past that. If you decide to move past it and both mature enough to like move on and you are to forgive him, I think it's so courageous and honorable that you would forgive him and be able to move on. That if you can get through that, I think that's marriage material. Because let me tell you, like those things are not going to stop just because you move in together or you get married. Like the same, you're always going to have things that
that's
happen.
a common misconception and issue that people take on in their own relationships, where it's like, we're having issues, so now we're gonna get pregnant and have a baby, because then we're focused on the baby and things are gonna be good. It's like
doesn't fix anything. Yeah, no, it doesn't. So.
I have one.
Okay.
So my boyfriend and I have been dating for 5.5 years now, and we're both currently in college in different states.
Yeah.
We've been doing long distance for 3 years since he moved to college in Tennessee to play soccer while I attend college in Arkansas. We're both originally from Dallas, which is where we met, and spent the first 2 years of our relationship dating. The convo of where we want to move after college has been very relevant lately because we have 3 options. I'm a PR major and he's a sports management major. How do we try and decide and handle the conversation and assure that we make the right decision? We want to live in the same state as we start up our careers and hopefully one day get married and finally move in together.
Okay, so wait, they're long distance right now, and then they're both from the same area and everything.
Yeah, he's in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And she's in Arkansas.
Okay.
But they're both from Dallas. So they started dating while they're in Dallas.
Oh, that's easy.
They split apart, like they stayed together, but they're like in different states now.
Props.
Handling that.
Yeah.
But now they're nearing like the end of college and trying to figure out like where are they gonna move?
Yes.
What's the next step?
Oh my god, okay, wait, I feel like that would be so exciting because if you've been long distance through college and you're both getting ready to like, you can finally be together.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's the biggest thing. Like, regardless wherever you live, you're gonna make it work.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be happy because y'all are finally together again.
I would prioritize whoever's job is more challenging or more like location specific. Just because it makes sense if you guys
lucrative. Like who's gonna
and lucrative, yeah, exactly.
Whose income is gonna support you the most?
Right. So it's not that money is like the most important thing, but while you're starting to start up your life and support yourselves, like it's just a more strategic decision.
And also this move isn't necessarily gonna be where you settle down or
your
establish
whole
yourself.
Life. Yeah, it's just the next.
We've moved 6 or 7 times since we graduated college.
Wait, really? Then in California 4, then back here 5 times. Yeah, so I think like if anything, this is like super exciting. If you guys are that serious and like ready to be together, I would absolutely make it a priority to be in the same city because it's just gonna get, more difficult. So yeah, again, prioritize one person's based on like how, if it's more niche or challenging or whatever.
Or if there's a location that can satisfy both of you, and like
you might have to like give something up, like maybe one of you is gonna have to like make a little bit less money, or it might be harder for you to find a job in that spot. But I think the priority is that you guys are happy and you're close to each other.
And my suggestion actually is for both of you to apply for jobs in all 3 optional locations.
Yeah.
Because that's actually what we did when we were moving to, before we moved to San Francisco, we were living in Dallas and we kind of wanted to move to Denver or San Francisco. Those were our 2 kind of desired thoughts that we might move to next. I applied to like a ton of different jobs in both locations, and although her family was in San Francisco and that was kind of like one of the options, it was still like a 50-50 chance whether we're going to end up there or not, because it was either that or Colorado, which we desired.
Right.
And so after I started pursuing job opportunities, I had job offers in both locations, but one we thought was a better option, and we thought we could always move to Colorado at some point in the future. So. And
then I knew wherever he got his job, I would just find something. And I did. And you can usually, like I'm in marketing and that's pretty like broad, so I knew I could find that wherever.
And you said you're in PR, so like same thing.
Yeah, totally. So good luck with that. I think that you guys should totally prioritize being together though. I think that's what you want, and you deserve that.
Your problem is a great problem to have, honestly.
Totally. Great problem to have. Okay, so we did that one. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this one. Okay, I've been with my boyfriend for 3.5 years. We live together and have a dog together, but I'm not sure if he's the person I want to marry. The last time I went out with my friends, I was super drunk and there was a guy at the bar who I was so interested in. He even gave me his number. Should I take that as a sign that I am no longer committed to my current relationship? I can't imagine my life without my boyfriend, but it's also not fair on him for me to be flirting with another guy. Right, so confused. I never texted the guy, by the way. Good girl.
Did you tell your boyfriend?
Probably not. I think, yes, I think that's definitely a red flag. I think that, yeah, it just is. Like, I think you're not into it. I mean, I think you were very mature in the decision, like you didn't pursue anything with that guy, you never said anything, and that you're recognizing that it's an issue. That's super healthy. Great,
well,
right?
The fact that you did pursue it.
She didn't pursue it.
She didn't text him. She pursued the fact of giving out her number and hanging out with him at the bar. And so the fact that you pursued that showed enough. And also your like honesty, which we appreciate, in saying like, I'm not sure that he's the one, tied with your pursuit on like getting attention from someone else or like flirting with someone else or finding someone else attractive that you're then pursuing. That's not a good sign.
I know you said you really love him and everything's like, you have a great relationship. Well, that doesn't always necessarily mean that it's the right relationship. Like, and I think that is why people stay in relationships that they're not necessarily fully happy in, or they end up settling because relationships are so hard to get out of.
Because they're comfortable.
They're comfortable, especially when you live with somebody.
And regardless, for the most
a
part,
dog.
like you could be in a terrible abusive relationship.
Yeah.
As an example,
A person, yeah.
A person can be in a terrible abusive relationship, and there's gonna be like a sliver, like there's gonna be a tiny sliver of fun somewhere in that relationship. That, you know, and so
Keeps you going.
It keeps you going, and so it also kind of traps you a little bit. And so in this case, yeah, you love him, but do you love him because of the comfort? Do you love him because of like the familiarity and some of the fun times that you have and the memories you have? Like those things are all hard to let go. But the fact that you're not sure, I think once you get to a point when you've been with someone that long and you kind of moved in and they have a dog together, like those type of decisions, once you're that far in a relationship, I think you either know or you don't. And that's my thoughts. That's my opinion,
so too. I think so too. I mean, I think that if you felt, I do think that it's normal to like the attention you receive when you're out. Like if a girl were to hit on you or a guy to hit on me, like it's like, oh, it feels good a little bit, right? But I think if you love the person you're with enough, like you're not even thinking about entertaining that concept at all. It's like, it's nice to be complimented, but
it was like, oh, you could be like, oh, he was cute and he found me attractive. Like, oh, that's cool. Like the other night, actually, I was with getting beers with a friend, and I was walking.
I wasn't there.
I was walking out of the bar, and one of the women that worked there came up and was like, hey, do you have a girlfriend? And I was like, actually, I have a wife.
Yes, he does.
But thank you very much. No. You know, it was just like something I came home and told Julian. Is like, you know, first off, I came home instantly and like told you.
And I was like, oh, you still got it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I got it. But at the same time, it's like, there's a form of flattery in that. There's nothing wrong with like being like glad someone still finds you attractive or is coming up to you, like, you know, that taking that pursuit. Totally. That doesn't mean you pursue them back.
No.
You know?
No. So I think that she's at a hard point though, because I think like I've been in a very unhappy relationship like in my past where I was really unhappy, and it was worse than that. I would flirt with other guys, text other guys, everything, and I still didn't realize like I need to like be apart from this person.
Yep.
And I finally like, I think it was like my sister was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you in that relationship?
There's a lot of times even
like,
now today where you like think back at like, God, there was like so many different, like something will happen like just out in public and you're like, man, like I was there and like I can't believe I didn't take that as a sign.
I know. So I see how that's like super scary to think like, I can't even imagine not being in this relationship. It is definitely like a huge step that you're gonna have to take if you want.
How long have they been together?
Exit the relationship.
Did it say?
3.5 years.
Yeah.
So it's your choice. I would talk to like your close friends and family about it, and they obviously know you better and they probably see the interactions and they might be able to point something out that you're not seeing. They might be like, yeah, I feel like I don't see you is super happy, or you can, like people that you love and trust, like confide in them also.
Like ultimately it's your decision.
Yeah.
And just like don't make like just a sporadic decision by any means. Like obviously think on it. It sounds like you already are by asking the question, but at the same time, my thoughts and views on it is that you're not necessarily fully happy and not getting what you desire, and so maybe something else, because I think you will know at that point.
Okay, another story. So this one girl wrote in and she said like she has like some questions about like financial issues and stuff like that. And we asked her to like elaborate a little bit. So she said, my fiance makes $30,000 more than me per year. We both make mid-range salaries for our area, but he obviously has more fun money. We keep our finances separate and split groceries, etc. 50-50. Rent is split in proportion to our income. But everything else, my car payment, clothing, etc. I buy for me is all my responsibility, including my own emergency fund, etc. I always wanted to have shared finances because that's what my parents did. He always wanted to have separate because that's what his parents did. Our compromise is a joint account that we each contribute to for rent and other shared items. I don't want shared finances so I can buy more things. I want to not worry about Venmoing each other every day, and also want to feel confident that we are saving together, not separately, because I feel like our saving power is better together.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Well,
so yeah,
that's a tough position. You said they're married, right? Yeah, she said her husband.
They're married. Okay, Hunter and I were both like, whoa, because we just have a total different perspective.
Yeah.
We share everything.
Everyone is different.
Everyone's different, I know, and not everyone has this attitude, but I think that.
But part of getting married is like supporting each other across the board, including financially.
I know.
And so
I wonder why he is uncomfortable with the shared finances.
Does he expect you to work, and do you expect him to work? Like, what if one of y'all were to leave your jobs?
Right. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do at that point?
And that's just like marriage. Yeah. Like you are a unit. Like you work together. If one person gets fired, then you it's not that.
First thing, let me touch on.
I guess we could share how we do it, just like that.
Yeah, but first thing let me touch on is like the fun money piece. Like he has more fun money than you. I don't think that's right.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
That's a bunch of load of crap, honestly.
Well, yeah.
If y'all have a joint fund to pay bills, y'all should have a joint fund to have fun. Or joint account to have fun. Was like when you're out of money.
Yeah, like
is he like out partying with his friends, but you're at home like stuck?
No, I think that's like selfish. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think that's right. But when it is like just your income and having to like y'all go to dinner together and you have to Venmo him your portion of the bill.
That would drive me crazy. I'm sorry.
That's really shitty in my mind.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. That's so annoying. But I feel bad. Sorry. Some people are just like different about money, but and I think everyone's like kind of different about it. But I actually think like if you're worrying that much about money, I don't think it's like healthy necessarily. Like I think that you should.
Well, what happens in the future? What happens? What happens?
Like, what if one of you gets cancer and you have to pay for insurance bills? Like,
well, also like what if y'all
whose account's coming out of?
When y'all go on vacation, do y'all like split the hotel room? Mm-hmm. When y'all have a baby, y'all gonna split like diapers and stuff?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like where's the line drawn?
Right. I mean, I guess he grew up with that, so that's all he knows. So like we can't like come down so hard on him, but
yeah, but at the same time, it's like
I think it's like what's mine is yours. Like it's together. Like Hunter and I literally all of the money is in one bucket, and it's just like that's it.
What's gonna happen when he wants to buy a house and you're like, well, I can't put up half of the mortgage or the down payment.
Right.
So I don't have the money. Is he gonna spot you on that one at that point? And if he does, it's like, why does he only do it when it's something he desires?
Right. I know. I mean, I at the end of the day, I think that it's like Hunter makes way more money than me, like way more. And I think that if you were to be like, oh, well, I make more money than you, and so like you can't do as many things or buy as many things as me, I would be like, that is so selfish. Like I would lose a certain like respect for you, and I would like it would
well, put you in like
make me feel
it kind of traps you a little bit.
Yeah, like that's just like sad. Like we love each other. We're in a relationship. Like I would give all of my money to Hunter if like that's what he wanted and he wanted something,
and
like
vice versa.
Yeah.
And what happens like with this most recent Portugal trip? What if I'm like, I really want to go to Portugal? Oh, babe, you can't afford it, so I'll see you in a week when I get back.
Right.
It's like, no, that doesn't happen. That's not how it should be in your relationship, in your marriage, especially in your marriage.
I think that you should try and talk to him about having a joint account, and I think we all have compassion for him and we understand that he grew up with separate finances. That's what he's used to. So say, hey, as a compromise, can we do a joint account, because like that makes me feel like we're in this together, we're in a marriage, right? And if we need to have more touch points and we need to be closer about where that money is going as a group, we can do that. So I know like a lot of friends of mine, they have like weekly financial meetings like with their husband or whatever. They'll sit down, they'll be like, hey, let's go over like what we spent this week, like what we have coming up, what kind of purchases we have going on. So maybe you could have something more like that. It could be joint, but you just have, you both communicate a lot about like, this is the money that's going to the rent and this is how much we can both spend. And
it is another thing to like budget, like kind of two things to say about budgeting. It's not a bad thing if y'all combine your money and he still gives you a budget on like what you can spend on certain things. That's okay. Like we've seen a lot of friends do that. Where, they will say like, hey, this is your fun money. Like if you want to make a purchase, like you get this much per month to spend on something. You can spend it all this month, or like save it to next month and like have double that you can spend next month or whatever.
For sure.
However, at the same time, if his fear is communication, where like he's gonna give you like, y'all are gonna share an account at that point in time, and he's afraid you're gonna just go spend it on things that you want, then that's a lack of trust
in like your character,
and also how y'all communicate with each other. And so maybe you suggest you like sit down and suggest to, or maybe you suggest to have a sit down and say, let's combine our finances, but anything over this amount of money, like we have a conversation about when we want to spend this.
Totally. Yes.
Something
and
like
don't forget, you're on the same team.
Yep.
Same goal. You're both trying to probably save to buy a house, to save for kids. Like you're both going for the same thing. So you're not against each other. It's not a keeping score or anything like that. So
if y'all have a dog and you buy like a dog bone, do you Venmo him for the other stuff? I'm serious.
I don't. She said groceries and stuff.
Dang.
I know.
But like, what happens if he wants pasta and you don't? Do you still have to like
Venmo him for his pasta?
Right.
Right. I'd be like, screw you, you have to get the cheapest sale.
You like cereal and milk, I'm lactose intolerant, I ain't paying shit for that milk.
Sorry, we got mean.
Okay, sorry, just changed the battery. And while she was changing it, I actually thought of one more thing I want to say about that. Which is, that's the situation and that's your own frustration and his vision on how y'all should handle your finances while he's making more money than you. What happens if you start making more money than him?
Right.
Are you
entitled to that money? Probably.
Yeah.
If he's a fair guy, it sounds.
Are you going to be glad you make more money and that your financial situation is structured that way?
Right.
And is he also going to be okay with that? Or is he going to try to change their financial structure because you make more money than him now?
Right. I don't even think, she doesn't even sound like she's tripping out about the fun money. Like to her, it's just like, she just doesn't like the setup in general. I'm proud of her for that.
Right.
You know, she's not like, I want more money for me. It's not like that.
It's not that at all.
Right,
I'm saying like, let's change the situation in the scenario.
Exactly. How would it
Will you be okay with the structure at that point in time more than you are right now? And will he still be as happy with the situation as he is right now if the tables were to turn?
Right.
So I challenge you to just go like kick his ass on how much money.
Go ask for a raise and see if you can make more than him.
Yeah,
I want to hear what happens. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, we got a few of these actually. These for the younger gals out there. We had a few short ones. So one was that I'm actually not in a relationship, but I'm having difficulties because I find I lose all my confidence when it comes talking to boys. I'm fine over social media, but as soon as I meet them in person, I get so shy and it puts them off. And And then we also had another girl that said, I've been single my whole life. My friends and roommates are all in relationships. I'm about to turn 19 and I'm still a virgin and it makes me feel like I'm not worth it. Okay, that for starters, I think it is totally okay that you are a virgin. I think that's healthy, in fact. And I'm so proud of you for not.
I think a lot of people like almost envy you.
Oh my God, that's like my dream is for like my daughter to be a virgin when she's 19. As
a father, that's every father's dream.
I know. But I think that is like the best thing about you, probably. And I would not see it as an insecurity. I would own that shit. And
own it,
like,
and also
I'm worth it.
Your husband will freaking appreciate that.
Oh my God, he will die. And it is good for your soul. Like I am telling you, you do not want to throw that away on somebody that doesn't deserve it.
Yep.
And I would not feel insecure about it at all. In fact, I'd be proud of it, and I would like look at it as like your strength and like part of who you are, and that you respect yourself enough that you're not gonna just throw that away, and you're not gonna let like your other people around you just make you feel pressure to do that, because I'm telling you it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Like
most people jump into it too quickly because of social pressure.
Yeah.
Not even pressure, but just like the social norm that's around them.
Which I understand. I know you feel that pressure now, and I get that, but when in a couple of years, like let's say that goes down when you're not wanting it to, you're gonna be like, that was so stupid, I can't believe I gave into that just because I was feeling the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So don't do anything for anyone but you.
Yep.
Make sure you feel very loved and comfortable, and that it's the right situation. Don't feel bad about it at all. Like if anything, it's the complete opposite. Like I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised you feel insecure, but I would think that would empower you. So,
but in terms of like being scared, I think her point was like she's scared to talk to guys like Elton.
No, that was another one. I combined them. The other girl said she's. I thought they were related because they both aren't in relationships, and they were saying like, "Hey, I'm not in a relationship."
What was the first one?
So the first one said, the girl said she's super shy and doesn't have a lot of confidence when it comes to talking to guys, and she's fine talking on social media, but then when she gets in person, she gets shy.
Got it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would say, I think that I'm not that young, so like I can't imagine growing up with the way that social media is now and then feeling that way. I think that's probably totally normal.
Yeah.
I would encourage you to have more real life interactions as much as possible, because I think they're a lot healthier for you. And I think the more that you hang out with boys and with friends in person, the more comfortable you're gonna feel with in-person interactions, right? So why don't you, some of the guys that you're having, you're talking to on social media, just be like, hey, like I'm super shy and I just like, you know, you can just be open and upfront about it. And maybe before you meet them in person, so they're not like, oh, who is this person?
Yeah.
And just be yourself. Like they obviously like you because who you are is like what you're portraying through DMs or whatever. That's still you inside. You just feel more comfortable and being like extroverted. So just be that person.
Don't worry about what they're gonna think.
Yeah.
It hasn't helped you overcome that by caring what they think up to this point. So don't care what they think about you. That person, if they don't like something about you, then it wasn't meant to be.
Right. Totally.
And also, if it's like the same of right now. Obviously, all these people that you've met so far and you've been shy around, it's not meant to be because they're no longer with you when you were shy. And so, be yourself. Maybe you're a shy person. That's okay. Be shy.
Oh my God. Okay, we have to do this one, and then like 2 more, and then we're done. Okay. This guy and I have been friends for 5 years and we're super close. While he was dating my best friend, he said he started to catch feelings for me. Then they broke up and I was too scared to tell him that I liked him, and he didn't know where I stood, so then he started dating a new girl. Fast forward, they've been dating for 7 months now, but he's not super happy with her anymore, and they've been on and off recently. But this whole time, him and I have been hanging out a ton. Always, and everybody, including our parents, are getting suspicious now. I feel really bad for the other girl, and I've been trying to stand my ground and say that I don't like him just so everyone doesn't think I'm a bad person, even though I feel like I am. I don't want to be the reason the relationship ends, but I really like him. I'm stuck as to what to do. Do I tell him? Do I wait for them to break up? Or what?
Well, you don't want to be the person that ends their relationship. However, I think it's more important to be the person that starts the relationship you have with him, if that is something that's actually there.
Well, one, I think that it's
and they've been off and on
crappy
already
for him to be
doing that,
dicking around on his current girlfriend with you. It's like, that's not cool. Like, if he's not happy, he needs to be mature enough to be like, I'm breaking up with her. Obviously, you guys like each other.
Yeah. And if you're having to play it cool, that means like y'all are probably doing things that he shouldn't
are not
be.
cool.
And if he's been off and on with her, it probably means that he's not happy with her either. And so pursue it with him.
Yeah.
And also, but however, we've seen this happen time and time again also, where if you start out a relationship by being the side piece of someone, a lot of times...
You're always the side piece.
No.
Oh.
No, Julia. A lot of times, once you start a relationship with that person, he'll have a side piece.
Right. He's a side piece guy.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I honestly, I would draw the line. So I know you really like him, but I think you deserve more than that.
What I said, I'm not saying that's for sure going to happen, but just be aware that it could, because he's already doing it to his current girlfriend that he's been with for 7 months.
Right. And I think that you deserve way more than that. So I think right now what you need to do is you need to tell him, look, okay, first I would say it's kind of a red flag that he's like doing all this stuff. Like, why does he have to be in all these relationships if like you and him really do like each other? Then like, why isn't he pursuing you, right?
Yeah, just drop, put the foot down and say, hey, what's the deal,
hey, yeah, like either you want me or you don't, like I'm not gonna do this, and you can break out that person if you want to be with me, if not, bye. Yeah, so you definitely need to have a conversation with him and be like, look, I'm done with this, I really like you, I love you, whatever, and like if you love me too, like you will end it and we will be together, and this is not healthy. And you should not entertain talking to him or anything until he makes that decision, because you cannot support this dysfunctional pattern that he's in.
And also, last thing is, you're saying you don't want to be the person that ends it or like ruins it by speaking up. You're already doing more than that by hanging out with him a lot. So like, take the next step forward and just say like, I like you.
Right. Like, it's not going to change unless I say something.
The damage has been done.
It's been done. Okay. When I first started dating my boyfriend, I got to know this guy from my church. I kept my relationship a secret from everyone, including him, because I didn't like to have my relationship out in the open. My friend and I got really, really close and started hanging out more often, spending more time than I did with my boyfriend. Not gonna lie, but I enjoyed that friend's company more and started doubting if I got into my relationship too quickly. My relationship with my boyfriend obviously got worse, and talking about it made things worse. We ended up giving things one last go, and I feel like my friend kind of knew I was attached, so he stopped talking to me. I don't know if I liked my friend, but I definitely felt sad that he stopped talking to me because I really enjoyed his company. My relationship with my boyfriend is great now, and I love him and with my whole heart, but I still think of that friend and I don't know what's wrong with me. It feels so wrong to be feeling this way, and I don't know what to do. I can't shake that feeling off, but I really want to. I'm really happy in my relationship now, and my boyfriend treats me so well, so I just don't know why I feel this way.
That one's hard.
That's hard.
It's weird. A lot of these questions, they all like merge together a little bit,
I know.
but everyone has like a different part in the
scenario. I know.
Yeah.
I feel like she likes the church guy.
I think so too. But
like, of course, you can. Every relationship goes through its ups and downs, and if you're like not talking to a guy, like if you stop talking to your friend from church, obviously, it's not gonna grow anywhere because you're not communicating, right? So. That makes sense, but...
I also respect the church guy for distancing himself from you once you kind of figure everything out a little bit.
Yes, very mature decision.
So sounds like a solid stand-up dude that I'd like my daughter to be with. It's
right. But maybe she had feelings for him at that time. But I don't know. It's like if you're in a relationship and you think you have feelings for somebody else, like...
I think it's... I actually like... I don't think you're a bad person by any means. Mm-hmm. However, I do think you starting to hang out with your church friend more than your own boyfriend shows a lot.
Yeah.
It also might just show that you found something in that church friend that your boyfriend was lacking. And so maybe it's just a matter of like figuring out what that is and like
filling it,
like being open with your current boyfriend on like what that actually is. Like what was it that person, like what hole they satisfied, or you know, whatever that might be. But
I think that's your choice whether you feel like the church friend if you never express your feelings to him. Oh, well, I guess she's not saying that she likes the church friend. She's just saying that, like...
I think she's also curious if she does.
I think she is, too. I think that it's your choice whether you want to express that to him and let him know how you feel at the risk of, you know, maybe you losing your relationship with your current boyfriend and going after something that maybe you feel like you have feelings for. Or, if not... It's not right for you to do that to your current boyfriend, and you need to push those feelings away, and you need to move past them.
Yeah, totally.
So that's your decision.
That's a tough one because it does sound like you're happy now. I think more than anything, it just sounds like you had a great time and fun experience with this person, and you almost see them as like a lost friend that you wish you still had.
Which I think is normal.
I think that's okay.
I think it's normal to like mourn friendships. Like I even to this day have had friends that I've lost, and I'm like, oh, I still have like feelings for those girlfriends, and I'm sad about it.
Yeah.
You know, that's normal. So, but it just so happens to be a boy.
Yeah, which is
situation.
tough.
Right. Okay, the last thing I wanted to cover was I got a lot of questions about sex drive and girls struggling with wanting
when their partner wants
to have sex more than them. Totally normal.
Totally normal. My partner wants sex way more than I do.
No, I think that is a totally normal thing for girls and guys, like across the board. And
we talked about this actually in our Q&A, I think, right?
Yeah, we did.
About like,
we've had a lot of new people.
Setting the standard, like just kind of being like very communicative on what your expectations are.
Yes.
And then kind of like figuring out, okay, like what truly makes sense. It's not like, oh, we're gonna have sex every 3 times a week, and we better hold ourselves accountable to that. That's not what I'm talking about. It's saying like, hey, here's like, as a guy, this is probably what's normal, at least in my mind, on like how often I would be aroused and desire my wife.
Yeah. I mean, guys are always gonna want to have sex.
And vice versa. And so just letting your partner know that and being aware and on the same page as that, or like on the same page with that, it helps things a lot.
Yes, and actually I think this is good advice. I think I've had like somewhat of a breakthrough.
Oh, really?
I think that for a girl, you're never going to want to have sex as much as your husband or boyfriend or whatever. So I think that if you can rewire your brain to view sex in a different way, not always just physical, to look at it as like time for us to spend together that is super special, and we get to connect, and it's not always like the perfect situation, but it is nice, I will tell you, in this day and age, to not have your phone, to not have to stress about stuff, and it's like, it's literally time that we get to spend together with no distractions, nobody around.
And it's not relaxing. One of those moments where it's just like good job, champ. Like, you know, it's like, no, like you're supposed to like, it's to spend time together and like connect, and it's more than just like a physical sexual encounter.
It should be like emotional.
It should definitely be emotional, and not this like thing where you're lighting candles and turning the lights down low. It's, you know, it hang out and just be together and enjoy the moment of being together without any distractions.
Totally. And I think one other thing that is like comforting is that, I think what we find is that it's always a little bit different. It's like depending on the day, like it might be super romantic one day. One day it might be a little bit more physical. Another day it might be, I don't know. It's always different. So it's never, don't think like because everything's not perfect once that like, oh my God, we have a bad relationship.
Well, like you said, some days it might be more physical. Like physical initiated. That might be like what sparks it initially.
Exactly, yeah.
It might be sparked because it's like a time where we're like spending together, just kind of like
chatting, romantic. Yeah.
Other times it could just be we've like had or been
a while,
been apart for a long time, and and
we want to connect.
We're distracted, and so we just want to kind of be together and spend more time together, and so. All of those things, the thing that you have that have in common is that you're spending time together.
Correct.
And so that's like the priority, and it doesn't always have to, you know, it doesn't always have to be sexual.
Yeah.
But just know, don't feel bad that your husband or your partner might have more sex drive than you. Completely normal.
And I would just vocalize, like, just talk about it and be like, look, this is like thing, like this is where I'm coming from. It's not that I don't love you. It's just, and just be vocal about the things that you need and want from each other, and you'll come to a compromise, and you'll like be compassionate towards each other.
Yeah.
So.
But bottom line, be open and honest with each other.
Yeah.
Communicate and set expectations for each other.
Right. It's kind of a weird conversation to have. Like, I will, like, if you know, there's just, it's things that you have probably never spoken about with anybody, because it's a very intimate conversation to be like, hey, let's talk about our sex life, you know? Okay. I think that's all we're gonna do for today. We had so many, and I want to answer literally all of them, but we're gonna do this like 20,000 more times again. I think they're gonna appreciate the boys' perspective.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to like cross any boundaries or lines.
I know.
Or run it for any of you guys out there.
I know. I think like always listen to like your intuition and what you think is right.
This is just our viewpoints.
Based on what we know.
Without knowing you or nor your partner.
We don't have a lot of context.
Just the text that we've read in a question. So take what we say with a grain of salt slightly.
Yeah.
Also know that our viewpoint it truly is unbiased.
Yeah. And that's like just our opinion based on our values, morals, experiences. Everyone's gonna have their own, so please don't be offended by anything. And that's it. But we love you guys, and we want the best for you. So can't wait to see how all these situations pan out in the next round. Hopefully they're better.
Keep us posted. Give us updates.
Yeah, I want updates. But we love you.
If we answer your question, give us an update.
Yeah, I want updates.
Don't ever be afraid to like ask us questions like this, like outside of a segment. We enjoy getting to know you, and it feels like we get to know you more just by you being vulnerable and asking questions. So.
Totally.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next Spritz. Follow us on Instagram for topics. We ask for all of the submissions and questions over there. And we'll see you guys in a few days.
We actually have some cool videos coming out soon.
Oh, we do.
Some really cool videos. And then this next week is vlog week.
Is vlog week. I know.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Had a great time with Spritz and Chips. Looking forward to it next time, and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.